welcome back to #unfinished projects, where today we're diving into the world of eclectic journaling. True junk journal style, transforming everyday junk into a collection of memories. And I don't know about you guys, but I do find it very satisfying to use junk, whether it's paper junk that we've collected or like even just like packaging. This is going to be my cover. I know, it's going to be a big one. I mean, I've got bags when I pick up my prescription. I've got these were from whatever they were. I can't remember what was in there. Plums, I think. So yes, using all the junk that we've got. I've even got the leaflet from my kettle, which we can decorate up. So if you are a real newbie at junk journaling and you're just getting into it, I do have a couple of kits left which have got these sort of things in them. I mean, probably not this, as I don't need that much of it, but there'll be a good mix. And there's a couple of kits left in my Etsy shop, and the link will be in the description box. Okay, so if you are beginning and you haven't got all the stuff, this is just a beginner's kit. Okay, so first things first, raid your drawers, dig into that mysterious box in the corner and gather those forgotten gems, whether it's old postcards, ticket stubs, random bits and pieces. We're going to put them into our eclectic journal. Okay, so I mean, I've got quite a few. You'll see all mine. Let's set our timer. 30 minutes, it's already there. And we will get on with today's video. So I've just cleared my desk, and the first thing I want to do is just cut this box down. I won this in the raffle at work. And yes, I've ate all the chocolates myself. I'm such a pig. It did take me a little while, but you know, it's chocolate, guys. It's chocolate. So all I'm going to do is just cut the edges off. Okay, so I've cut my edges off, and the front cover is really strong. The back, however, is a bit flimsy, especially where I've took these off. So I'm going to cover that. And I'm loving the spine because it's like a little hidden spine, but it's not going to work for what I want to do. So we're going to have to take that off as well. I know. It's like sometimes you think, oh, can I work with it? And I know that it's just not going to work. So it's coming off. It's just sort of taking everything off with it. And we're going to rip down there. Now, if Snowbell hadn't sat on the box and broken it, I'm thinking it might have been a bit better. She's sort of sat on it, and all the edges have got creased because I'm thinking windows. Are you thinking windows with me? Because that's what these look like to me. So I'm going to save them. They may or may not end up in the journal. So we'll see. But I'm thinking they're going to be a great little, maybe a flip like this. So we're going to keep them and see what happens. So I've got to reinforce the spine. And all I'm going to do is take the extra bits that we had from cutting off all the edges. And I'm just going to glue them all together to make the spine a bit stronger. Stubborn glue today, guys, stubborn glue. But I've got them on, and I'm just going to decide which way. Do I want them that way, or do I want it that way? I quite like that, because I'm leaving that exposed. I like it. So I'm going to glue this one down, so our spine will have a chance to set. Set, is that the word? It's not really, is it? I don't think that's the word I want. Set. I want something else that I don't know. And I've got this little flap, which I might add something to yet. I don't know. Right. I have already made the pages for this because this was, as you know, an unfinished project. And all I'd done was decided what cover I was going to have and made pages and gathered supplies. And then I'd come to a full stop. So these are my pages. And all I've done is got the bigger bits of paper that I had. And these are just book pages. And I have washi taped them and then stitched them together. I've done some franking papers. This one I've left as like a pocket on both sides. So yeah, cool. And brown paper, I've used misprints. That's upside down. This is just a card, big card that I had. And I've just done some sewing on the edges. I've left a pocket there. Got a big envelope. An old calendar. Again, this is just stitched together. And this one is like a flip out of music paper. This is a misprint. Watercolour paper and one of those magazines. And stitch them together. You don't have to stitch. You can just glue them. Just put some layers on. Music paper and another journal page book. And this is just scrapbook paper and a magazine page. And I've left a pocket there. So that was, oh, book page. That was it. Book page and scrapbook paper. So that is my pocket. That's all my pages, which I love. And I haven't got very many. I've only got 10, 11, something like that. I've got 10 or 11 pages. And I think they're going to fit really nicely into my journal like this. It's whatever the dairy box is. 8 3/4, so it'd be square. But my book is 8 by 8, my pages. Of course, yours is going to be different. We're not going to argue about how big we're going to make our books. Everybody's will be different. So yeah, I'm very excited so far because I think it's going to be super fun. And I am going to sew these in on my sewing machine. I'm going to show you how I do that later on. Probably won't get round to that today. But we will come back to it on one of our unfinished project days. I won't do it without you. So I know what I was going to do first. I was going to cover this because obviously a bit floppy. Don't really want it like this. So what I've got is this this pad of paper cardstock, nice cardstock, but that I'm never going to use. It's not me. So I was looking through and I thought this would be perfect. And I'm just going to cover the back like that to give it some strength. And I might cover the other side as well. So I'm just going to basically glue it down. Snowbell, what do you want? She's being very vocal today. Yeah, that's glue. Don't stand on the glue. Thank you. Yes, my little helper is around today. If you don't know Snowbell, she's my little helper, my little white cat. And she does like to join in. Don't you? Right, we're going to cut that level. In fact, what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to cut that side and I'm folding the other side. Hopefully that cut. No, I think I've cut the book, the box. Yep. Oh well, it is what it is. We'll sort that out. We'll cover it. We'll cover it with something else. Should we find another piece of scrapbook paper and put it on the back? Because it's still a bit flimsy. Let's have another look. I did see another one that I thought I could put up with. I know. You're all saying, oh, it's not that bad. Not for me. Now this one I could put up with. So I'm going to take that. And, you know, okay, it's not technically junk, but it is to me. because I'm not going to use it for anything I make. So I'm going to cut this down before I put it on. And I'm just going to measure where I've got to trim it. So to there. So roughly, just roughly, you know, we don't really measure much. Yeah, sorry if that upsets people, but you know, ain't nobody got time for measuring with junk journals. We're going to glue that on the back. If you want to make it accurate, then please carry on. Don't worry. You do it your way. That's the beauty of junk journals. You do it however you want. There are no rules in junk journaling. What we're going to do is just put this on. You can obviously use book pages and just put layers of book pages on here. I'm just using this up. Right, okay, so I'm going to fold that over and we're going to have a pocket on our back page now. I'm going to sew that down to make a tuck spot on our... So I'm going to work on the pages and then sew them into the journal, and I might add a few extras once they're in. Right, so let's just grab a page and play with it. So I've got the music page, which I love, and this is perfect for writing on, so may not do a lot to that, but I think we can do something with this. So maybe we could add a big pocket in the centre like that. Maybe the right way up would be good. That would be a brilliant pocket. I like that. It sort of goes quite nicely. I could add do you know what? I'm just going to go for it. I'm not going to overthink. That's the trouble, isn't it? We overthink. Now, shall I put this down the bottom? Give myself room. This is wallpaper, so it's quite thick. Oh, cut off from wallpaper anyway. I'm going to put this down the bottom because I don't know about you, but I quite like all the writing that somebody's done on this music page. I've got a rag. One of the duvets that I've been cutting up that I picked up for fabric. There we go. So that we can make a big tag from. I mean, they've got tags that we can just put in. Oh, another one. But I'm not going to add all that lot yet because it's just going to, when I try to sew them in, they're going to be all falling out. I love the stitching. So what can we decorate this side with? Obviously, I can put on magazine images and things like that, but I want to just do some flips first. So this is in the book that way. So we could have that as a flip out. I could add that onto there like that. What I'm going to use is some fabric. I did get some fabric out because I'm going to make my hinges with fabric. When you open and shut things a lot, the paper can get a bit fragile, shall we say? Shall we say fragile? It's probably enough. I may put something on the other side, but let's do fabric to start with. Oh my goodness, that's not too good, is it? But you know, we're just playing and we're just experimenting and letting our imaginations just go. Let your creativity flow. Don't set any rules. We don't like rules, do we? Oh no, I don't. That's why I like junk journaling. It's just no rules. You can mix and match them. You can overlap things. You can layer things up. It's all good. And the more you do, the sort of cooler it looks, I think. I could be mistaken, but I think the more you add, you know, More is more, as Tina says. More is more. And we're just going to add these, stick them together. I don't know if this is going to work. You know, I've had mistakes before where I've thought I've glued things together and then they weren't. So we will see if this works. It doesn't matter. I'm not fussed. This is my true junk journal, so anything goes. And just make sure that's glued. I'm going to flip it over. And I know I've got holes, but I'm not worried. Not worried. Now I'm thinking I could put, maybe it's just some washi or something down there because the fabric is going to hold it. And I know I've got some strips. Oh, let's move the timer thing out the way. Of paper that I cut off. Where are they? Right, off a magazine. Oh, look, it's perfect. Oh, don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Okay, so we're just going to glue this. In fact, I'll go that way. It's better to have just the text, isn't it? So we're just going to glue this on the other side. I could put fabric on both sides if I wanted to. So line it up with the edge like that. There we go. Oh, guys, you've got to try one. I know there was a few people who said do the electric. I keep calling it the Eclectic Journal, and it's eclectic, not electric. There's not going to be any electric on this. Don't get excited. I think I've done that upside down, but hey ho. Just don't be afraid to experiment. This is the place to experiment in a true junk journal. Now I think that looks much better, except I haven't waited for that to stick. Right, you stick and go over there. We're going to do another page. Now I have this calendar page. But at the moment it's this way, which is, yeah, it's okay. But I'm thinking I might quite like it to be like up in the right way. So, and it's got a funny fold in it here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to rip that there. Because there's sort of a fold there anyway. Not all of it. Because I may use this. You know, I might. So that's the right way up. And we just need to add something on this side. And I do have this, which I quite like. It's from an old planner. And it was a flip out. And I thought, I'm saving that. It'll go in a journal. And you know what you like when you want to save something. And you don't know what it's going to be for, but you're just still saving it. This was out the planner I'm actually using now. It's slightly too big. I could cut it down. Or I could put something on that was like the same size. I have vellum, but I don't know what to do with the vellum. I don't know. Right, what else have I got? A magazine. Oh, magazine page might work. We will put that in. It is going to go in. Now, I cut this out. I quite liked this. And I thought that would make a cool page. And I could just add that. Because I think that is 8 inches. Yeah. So our little, where it's going in the book, is going to be right in the centre there. So what I'm gonna glue that. I'm gonna do fabric again. I'm gonna do more fabric. This is not the best, but we're gonna go with it because it's not, you know, when you rip it sometimes and you get all them creases. If I was doing anything like that I thought was like quite important, I wouldn't use it. But it's ideal for in here. And where else am I going to use it? We are using up our stash and making a true junk journal. And that's my idea of eclectic. It can be anything you want, but this is my idea. Feel free to use it. You carry on, make your own. I do encourage you to make your own. I love a true junk journal. It's how I started doing them, and then I got sidetracked with other stuff. Making other stuff. Now, what should we put down this side? Should we put some more fabric on? I'm thinking maybe more fabric on this side. I do quite like it. Right, let's see if we can cut another piece and wreck it. I could just cut it. That would probably be better than trying to rip it. I do prefer the ripped edges, but it's just not ripping very well. So we'll cut it. We haven't got so much mess. There we go. Right, let's just glue this on. I don't know how much we're going to get done today, guys, but we'll see how we go, shall we? I may carry on. I'm having a bit of fun. And I hope that you are all joining in. How are you getting on with your unfinished projects? Is it a habit yet to join me every Sunday for 30 minutes? Is it a habit that you've got into to do it like every night, like 10 minutes a night or something? Because, you know, whatever you can manage, just do that. Right, I'm looking at this big envelope. And now when I folded it, I did fold down this bit to make like a pocket. And I've closed up the edge because it's a bit tatty. I love this, but I'm not so keen on this bit. So I'm thinking this is the place that this can go on. And I think we can just, it's just too big for everything. What's it too big? Is it too big for this one? It's too big for everything, isn't it? Oh no, it does fit on there. Look at that. I could put that on there, on that lovely clean page. Or I could add it to this one. I'm overthinking. Stop me. I'm thinking about putting the whole thing down on top of there, and then it will just flip in. There's my middle. There's my middle. I could cover that side. That side's not so exciting, is it? And that could be like, oh, we could dangle that over the edge. That'd be lovely. And then we can open that. That's what I'm going to do. We're there. Thanks for being there and helping me talk it through. And don't forget, memberships are going to be open on the 1st of March. So if you are a fan, and you want to help keep me going, that would be absolutely wonderful. I've done a little video on all the tiers, at the membership tiers. Not the crying type, the levels. And what you can get, what you get. And I'll probably do a bit extra because, you know, because I do. Right, now this is going to be quite floppy there. So now we need something here to, because this is heavy. So I'm going to cover this side now. After I wasn't going to, but I am. Now Now, where did that other bit of the calendar go? I had that in my hand at one point. I'll put it in there. I'll put it in the box. What do you think? We could put this on. I quite like this Be Emotional. So I'm thinking I could maybe just trim this down. Yeah, I am in quite the habit now. I mean, I know that I haven't, oh dear. I know I haven't actually finished anything, but I am sort of swapping about what I'm doing so that I can sort of not be boring every week, if you see what I mean. I'm going to take a bit of that off as well, just off the edge. And I can make a I can't make a pocket because I'm putting this down. I like the stitching. I'm going to leave that little bit. I'm just going to stick that down like that. Can be emotional. I don't think it'll work as a pocket. I don't think it will strengthen it. It might do. Let's try it. I can always add some more glue. Yeah, I hope you are getting on with those unfinished projects, guys, because once they're done, it's quite freeing to know they're done. And I'm so happy to have made a start on Alice, because that was my sort of 2 years I've been collecting to make an Alice journal. I don't know why I haven't started it, because I love them. I love Alice journal. I love an Alice. I love an Alice journal. I've got scissors somewhere. I can't find them. We're going to rip instead. I'm going to rip that off. I don't like it sticking up. It's not sticking up enough, is it? It just looks like I've made a mistake. Heaven forbid. No, can't rip it. Get the scissors. Sometimes you can't rip. And we'll get to decorating this. Oh, it's just going to be so much fun. I just wanted to sort of start adding stuff to the pages. That's the worst cut. This is why I don't cut. I'm not very good at the cutting. Now, that is quite a strong page now. So I've got a pocket on this side and a flip out on this side for writing or something. And I've still got a bit of colour. This side is still flimsy, so we have to put something on there now as well. And I'm wondering if I could just do a whole page pocket. What do you think? I could. And then if I put a card in, that will strengthen the page. Should cover this side, couldn't we? Because that's not so exciting. This is going to have to be sewn on, I think, because gluing makes a real mess. So I'm going to stitch that on. And we've got a bit extra for somewhere else. So that is going over. I need to cut a little bit of that off as well. That's a bit tall. Bit tall. And we're just guessing. Just guessing, because that went well last time. Okay. We got so much to do in this journal. I've got so much to do on my steampunk one and loads to do on my Alice one. I'm going to be doing this for months. So I hope that you've got enough to keep going, or you've got another project that you can just join me with. I'm liking that. So I'm going to stitch around the 3 edges and turn that into a pocket, and I'm going to put a big tag or something inside. Not sure what yet. I'm going to put that by the sewing machine in the sewing pile. So I have a sewing pile. Let's have a look at this. How do we do? So that would be like that. So that would be in the book that way, and then you'd have this as a one side and this as the other side. I'm going to put a little pocket because I can. Because I can. That's stuck. And we'll just add. We'll just add to it. That's that one's done. How did this one go? So that was that. Got a big pocket. And that. Yeah, that is right. I don't know what's going on here. There's the fold. Goodness me. So that's it there. So all my pages are not all the same size. Some are 8 by 8 and then others are smaller. But I think that just makes it more fun. So we've done those. We were going to look at this. So I want to put some, get it the right way up. See, it's confused me because it's written that way up. I cut that top end because it was fragile. So I need to put something on there and we've run out of time. Right. That's the 30 minutes up for today, guys. Doesn't it go fast? I do think we've got quite a lot done. I'm going to do some stitching on some of the pages. And then when we come back, we'll just carry on decorating. I may do some without you because it's just playing. And, you know, I'm in the mood now. So I hope that you are doing really well with your unfinished projects. Do let me know in the comments how you're getting on. And I'll see you all again next Sunday. Bye for now.